My dear, my chosen one, my child of light, do you feel that trembling in your spirit right now? It's not fear, it's heaven calling your name. Today, the 24th of October, Archangel Michael says, I command you to open this now. Not tomorrow, not later, right now. Everything you are about to hear is connected to your last step, your last choice, your last action. Ignoring this message could cost you the very key God has prepared for your destiny. Before you go further, pause. Subscribe to this channel, like this video and stay connected, because heaven rarely knocks twice. If you scroll past, you risk letting miracles slip past your grasp. This isn't about content, this is about your life, your purpose, and your alignment with the divine plan. My child, the decision you thought was small, the one you shrugged off yesterday, set a chain reaction across the spiritual realms. That is why your chest is tight, why your soul is restless, and why your heart pounds with anticipation. Angels are whispering, do not ignore this. Your life is about to shift. Do you remember the nights when your spirit felt heavy, as if someone unseen was guarding, guiding, or warning you? That wasn't imagination. That was Archangel Michael standing by your side, ready to intervene when danger was near. And now Michael comes with urgency, because the news approaching is tied directly to your destiny. This is no ordinary message, it is a divine appointment delivered in perfect timing. You could have been anywhere, but the current of heaven bent time itself to bring these words before you. Every moment you stay with this message is a step deeper into revelation. The last choice you made opened a gate that had been hidden. A storm of revelation is rushing toward you, and when it arrives, nothing will look the same again. If you walk away now, you will miss a blessing that has been waiting specifically for you. God is rearranging circumstances, people, and opportunities. What you thought was impossible is about to become reality. Your prayers for clarity, guidance, and restoration are being answered. Doors that seemed closed will swing open. Healing will reach places you thought were broken beyond repair. My beloved, the tears you shed alone, the nights you cried without a witness, were never wasted. Every sigh, every silent plea was carried into the throne room of God. And through it all, Michael stood by you with wings of fire, whispering courage into your soul, even when you couldn't hear it. You did not survive by chance, you survived because heaven covered you. Now the veil is lifting. Hidden truths will surface. Some people around you will be revealed for who they truly are. Some smiles will be exposed as empty, some words as false. And while this may hurt, it is necessary. This revelation will prepare you to embrace what is coming, your destiny, your reward, your miracle. Michael's voice is ringing through eternity, do not delay, do not turn away. Your ears were made for this sound. You may feel unsettled lately, sensing doors creak open and shut, people entering your life only to vanish. That has been heaven testing, guarding and positioning you. Your last choice did not close your path, it opened a hidden gate. The news you are about to receive will clarify every doubt, every question, every tear you have shed in silence. This is why you feel both fear and anticipation. Your chest is tight because the unseen is becoming visible. Your mind may want to reason it away, but your spirit knows the truth. That heaviness, that electricity running through you is confirmation. Your loved ones in heaven, your guides, your angels, they are all here, pressing this message into your heart, because the hour is critical. Some of what is revealed will shock you. Some of it may expose betrayals, secrets, or intentions you never imagined. But you were chosen to see it now, not later. The timing is perfect. The revelation is necessary for your protection and for your preparation to step fully into the blessing God has set aside for you. My child, remember this: the unseen has always been stronger than the seen. What you feel, what stirs within you, is the living hand of heaven. Archangel Michael is not just speaking, he is holding the sword of light over your life, clearing the path, cutting away deception and guarding the blessing meant for you. Your destiny is waiting. Your miracle is near. The doors of heaven are wide open, but you must step through with eyes fully awake and heart fully ready. Do not shrink back, do not let doubt convince you to ignore this. You have been guided to this exact line at this exact moment, because God and His angels are orchestrating every detail of your life in your favor. And now, my dear child, if this message has touched your heart, I invite you to share your faith by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. If you feel inspired to support this mission of spreading love and light, you can contribute $50 to $100 through Super Thanks to help spread this message to even more people. Remember, every act of generosity, no matter the amount, is deeply valued and appreciated. Stay with this truth. Let every word sink into your soul. Archangel Michael says, do not stop listening, do not step away. Your life is about to be forever changed. You have survived, you have endured, and now you will rise. The time is now. The blessing is here. The hidden is revealed. Your destiny is ready. God is not allowing the deception to last one more season. Michael says, the hourglass has spilled its last grain of sand. The truth is coming, whether they want it or not. And this truth will be your freedom. My beloved, do you feel that stirring deep in your chest, that sudden awareness that something monumental is approaching? That is not fear, that is recognition. Recognition that heaven itself is bending time and space to bring this revelation directly to you. You could have been anywhere, but your spirit was drawn here, right to this moment, to receive a word that will change everything. Do not scroll past, do not ignore the tremor in your soul. Every second you linger in distraction is a second of divine alignment slipping by. This is why Michael's voice is urgent, shaking the unseen dimensions, calling, open it now, not later. Even now, my beloved, you are standing at the edge of understanding. The people you trusted, the alliances you believed were steadfast, the relationships you thought safe, they are about to be redefined. Some will crumble. Some will reveal intentions you never suspected. And while that revelation may sting, remember this: what is exposed now will set you free. The news that seems shocking is actually heaven's gift. Your loved ones in the spirit have been watching. Every hidden agenda, every whisper meant to harm you, every secret that was meant to confuse you. Archangel Michael has been recording it all, preparing the moment when the scales would tip and the truth would rise. Do you feel the weight on your heart, that is heaven preparing you to receive clarity, to see the world with new eyes, to step boldly into the next season of your life. Look closely at the last choice you made. That decision, however small it seemed, created a ripple that the universe has been responding to. Doors that once refused to open will begin to swing wide. Answers that felt delayed are racing toward you with the precision of divine timing. And the reason your chest feels heavy, the reason your stomach twists is because your spirit knows the importance of this revelation. Heaven has been preparing you for this moment since the day you were born. Michael says, stand firm. This is your time. Do not waver, do not doubt. Your endurance is about to be rewarded. What once seemed like obstacles were actually stairways lifting you higher toward your destiny. Consider the battles you thought were lost. Every sleepless night, every betrayal, every moment you felt unseen, those were not mistakes. Those were preparation. Michael stands now with fire in his wings, his sword gleaming, ensuring that no deception can cross the line of your life without being revealed. And the shocking truth you are about to hear will prove that God's hand has never left you. The lies that others have whispered, the stories that were twisted to harm you will fall flat. And when you see the outcome, you will understand why heaven allowed these trials to come. What they intended for harm will turn into your triumph. What they plotted to bury you will become the soil where your blessings grow. My beloved, listen carefully. The stirring in your body, the sudden shivers, the way your mind keeps circling back to this moment, that is not coincidence. That is heaven knocking on the door of your awareness. Every unusual message, every unexpected phone call, every sudden realization in the next few days is connected to what you are reading now. Michael says, these are signs. Do not dismiss them. They are the breadcrumbs that lead straight to your breakthrough. Your spirit already knows the importance of patience. Yet now it is time to act, to embrace this revelation fully, without hesitation, because the alignment is precise. Delay will allow darkness to regain a foothold and heaven wants none of it. You may wonder why it feels so personal, why your chest tightens as you read these words. That is because it is personal. Archangel Michael has been sent with one purpose, to communicate directly to your heart, to shake off the layers of doubt, fear and confusion that have accumulated over the years. Today the heavy veil that has hidden truths from you is being lifted. You will soon witness the unfolding of hidden motives, secret conversations, and concealed intentions. Those who wish to mislead you will reveal themselves, and their exposure is not for revenge, it is for liberation. Michael says, stand tall. For the winds of revelation are strong, but they will not topple you. They will set you free. Remember the tears you cried alone. The silent prayers in the dark of night, when it felt like no one was listening. Heaven heard every one. Archangel Michael was present, whispering courage to your soul, preparing you for this unveiling. The struggles, the losses, the betrayals, those were not signs of abandonment. They were the sharpening of your spirit. And today, October 24th, marks the turning point. The shocking news, the revelation that seems almost too overwhelming is actually your liberation. What was designed to harm you will instead confirm your worth, your strength, and your destiny. My child, as you read this, feel the power in these words. Feel the presence of those unseen, the archangels standing with their swords raised, the spiritual realm vibrating with anticipation. You are not ordinary. Your life has always been extraordinary, and now the world will see it. The hidden plans of others will unravel. The deception that lingered will evaporate. And in its place, blessings long overdue will arrive. Michael says, rise with this truth. Do not shrink back. Walk boldly, for the path is clear, and your name is written in light across the scroll of eternity. Now stay present, hold on to this knowledge. Watch for the signs that will appear suddenly, a message, a conversation, a door opening that seems miraculous. That is the confirmation of this word. And when it arrives, remember the patience you exercised, the endurance you displayed, the courage you held when the world seemed against you. That is what has prepared you for this moment. The news that comes will not just change your day, it will change the trajectory of your life. Michael shouts now across the veil, this is your hour, do not let it pass. My beloved, the urgency you feel is not by chance. That flutter in your chest, that weight pressing lightly against your shoulders is heaven's signal. Archangel Michael says, open this now for the hour of revelation has arrived. What you are about to receive is not ordinary, it is a divine reset. The shaking in your world is merely the prelude to restoration. Every false word spoken against you, every silent betrayal, every envy-filled glance has been recorded and is now being exposed for your triumph, not your defeat. You will watch as the schemes that tried to crush you crumble before your eyes. Do you feel it, that inner stir, that knowing deep in your spirit that you are not imagining this? That is the fire of destiny touching your soul. Michael says, you have been armed with patience, guided with discernment, protected with vigilance. All those nights you thought no one saw, no one cared, the angels were cataloging your perseverance. Every tear you shed, every prayer whispered, every moment you refused to surrender, each has built the staircase to the very revelation coming to your life. Today the invisible becomes visible and what has been hidden in darkness is illuminated in light. Beloved, prepare your heart for clarity so sharp it will astonish you. The news racing toward you is not just information, it is your key to freedom. The people who smiled while concealing agendas, who clapped in public while plotting in private will now be seen clearly. And while this may sting at first, Michael promises it will not harm you. Rather it will fortify your soul, remind you of the divine orchestration that has been aligning every step, every encounter, every setback to bring you to this exact moment. You were never alone. Now envision the gates of heaven opening as your name is called. The scroll of your life etched with light is fully visible to the eyes of eternity. Every battle, every hardship, every tear has been accounted for, and God is now orchestrating the alignment of every blessing you have been waiting for. Michael says, your perseverance has written the decree of your destiny. What was meant for harm will now become your crown. This is why your spirit is trembling, not fear, but recognition, the understanding that the unseen has been working tirelessly on your behalf, preparing the stage for what is about to manifest in your world. Do you remember those sleepless nights? The moments when betrayal felt too heavy to bear, when deceit lingered in the air and no solution seemed near. Heaven has not forgotten. Every whisper of injustice, Every lie spoken behind closed doors has been catalogued by angels who now stand ready to reveal the truth. And the revelation will feel shocking because your eyes are seeing the invisible made visible. But it is for your empowerment, not your destruction. Michael says, brace yourself for the unveiling, stand firm, this is your moment. Beloved, there is a river of clarity flowing toward you. The very events that once seemed like interruptions, delays or disappointments are now proving to be God's perfect timing. He has been removing obstacles, revealing deceit and preparing the soil for the seeds of victory to grow in ways you could not have imagined. Your last choice, the one that felt small, is now the pivot upon which heaven is turning your entire story. Every door that slammed was repositioning you, every silence was protection, every betrayal was a redirection toward your appointed place of honor. Do not shrink from this moment. Do not look away because the unseen hand of destiny is drawing you into alignment. The shocking news approaching is tied to your advancement. It is not a random coincidence, it is a divine appointment. Those who have sought to harm you will now become unwitting witnesses to your rise. Michael says, hold fast, do not stagger. Your eyes will witness justice and favor simultaneously. What was meant to break you will now become the very evidence of your endurance and faithfulness. Your spirit is being expanded to receive what has been long prepared. And my beloved, understand this, the shaking you feel is not punishment. It is the wind of heaven clearing away the old so the new can settle firmly. Every mask is slipping. Every hidden agenda is exposed. Those who thought you would falter are about to see the fullness of your resilience. And as these truths unfold, your heart will rise in recognition of God's faithfulness. Michael says, this is why your faith has been tested, so that when the light of revelation strikes you stand unshaken. You are not here by accident. You were guided to this message, drawn by forces beyond human understanding. Your spirit is resonating with every word because it already knows the truth. You are chosen, marked, and prepared for elevation. This news will change how you walk, how you see others, and how you embrace every blessing waiting for you. It will validate the prayers that seemed unanswered, the sacrifices that seemed invisible, and the waiting that felt endless. My beloved child, as you read these words, remember what you are feeling is divine recognition. The trembling in your chest, the surge of warmth, the sudden clarity, they are all signs that the heavens are aligning for you. Michael says, do not ignore it, receive it fully. Step into the revelation with courage. The truth that is coming will separate the real from the fake, the friend from the pretender, the true blessing from the disguised trial. And in that revelation, you will find freedom, validation, and the power to move forward without fear. Every moment you have survived, every night you have endured, every heartache you have carried, all of it has positioned you for this unveiling. You will look back and see that nothing was wasted. Michael says, every trial was a preparation for triumph. Every tear watered the soil of your destiny. The news approaching is not the end, it is the key to your next level, the confirmation of your worth and the ignition of a new chapter filled with favor, protection, and unprecedented joy. Beloved, rise in awareness, open your heart and mind fully. Do not allow disbelief to dull the impact of what is coming. Archangel Michael is here, sword drawn, shield ready, surrounding you with protection and authority. The news you will soon receive will shock, yes, but it will also elevate. It will separate truth from deception and guide you into spaces you once believed were unreachable. This is the divine unfolding. Your endurance is about to meet its reward. You are not random, you are chosen. And chosen ones do not walk easy paths, they walk miraculous ones. My beloved child, as you read this, feel your spirit stir. This is not coincidence. Archangel Michael says, the moment has arrived. The scales are tipping. Every secret that has lingered in shadows is now being dragged into the light. Your eyes will see what your mind never anticipated. That trembling in your chest, that is heaven knocking at the doors of your soul, shaking loose every fear and every doubt. It is the weight of destiny pressing against your ribs, urging you to stand, to rise, and to witness the unveiling that has been prepared just for you. Think back to all the times you felt silenced, overlooked, and underestimated. Every glance of envy, every whisper of betrayal, every night of silent tears, they were not meaningless. Each one was a thread in the tapestry of your preparation. And now the threads are being woven into a picture of glory you can scarcely imagine. Archangel Michael stands ready beside you, sword in hand, declaring, what was meant for harm will now serve as a crown, what was meant to diminish will magnify. My beloved, even before you fully understand, your spirit knows that a turning point is at hand. The heaviness in your chest is not exhaustion, it is the weight of revelation, the pull of something long promised now coming to fruition. Do not be startled when the first shock hits. People you trusted may appear differently. Plans you assumed were safe will crumble in front of you. Conversations held in secret, intentions veiled, alliances that were false, they are all coming into the light. Michael says, see it, hear it, accept it, and rise above it. Do not shrink from it, do not avert your eyes, for this exposure is your liberation. The very things that were intended to bind you were instead the instruments of your elevation. You are standing at the edge of a revelation so powerful that it will force you to see your life through heaven's eyes. And the truth, though sharp and startling, will bring clarity. Listen closely, my child. The shaking you feel is not punishment, it is preparation. Every lie that has surrounded you, every false friend, every misleading path, they are all collapsing so that your eyes may see the genuine, so that your hands may receive the pure. This is why Michael's urgency is deafening in your spirit. Do not delay, do not look away. The hour of unveiling waits for no one. And though the news may seem like chaos at first, it is the chaos of birth, the birthing of your next season, the arrival of blessings you could not have reached without this exposure. I know your heart may tremble, asking, why must it be so hard, why the betrayal, why the secrecy? My beloved, the answer is simple. Chosen ones do not enter their inheritance through comfort. You were designed to walk through fire and emerge unscathed. You were designed to watch deception dissolve and rise in clarity. Heaven's timing is flawless, and your endurance has synchronized perfectly with the unveiling of these truths. The very betrayals that once seemed cruel will now testify to God's hand in your life. They will show that every step you took was under divine supervision, every tear counted, every prayer heard. And when this news lands, it will do more than shock, it will reposition your spirit, it will separate the wheat from the chaff, reveal the allies from the pretenders. and align your path with destiny. You will recognize the guidance that had been there all along, the nudges, the sudden warnings, the restless nights, the moments when your spirit could not ignore the unseen. Those were pointers from heaven preparing you to fully grasp this moment. Your enemies may have plotted, but they unknowingly positioned you perfectly for your next elevation. Michael says, "The plans of man are small, but the designs of God are monumental." Watch, wait, and step forward when the moment is ripe. Do not underestimate the power of what is unfolding. Your story is not simply about overcoming obstacles, it is about witnessing the collapse of falsehoods around you, so you may walk unburdened into your divine appointment. Every whisper meant to wound is being rewritten into a testimony of triumph. Every setback you endured is now the foundation for your next victory. You will walk through what was intended to stop you, and find it has cleared the way for glory instead. This is why your spirit feels both fear and excitement. You are standing at the threshold of revelation where the past and the future collide. You may feel your chest tighten, your hands tremble, your mind spin with questions, but it is all the sign of awakening. The news will expose, yes, but it will also protect. It will separate truth from deceit, loyalty from betrayal, and light from shadow. And through it all your heart will learn the ultimate lesson. God's plan cannot fail, and your place in it cannot be stolen. My beloved, hold fast to this moment. Let it settle in your spirit that nothing has been random. Every setback, every whisper, every hidden hand was preparing you for this exact day. Today the hidden is revealed. Today the unseen is made known. And through it your spirit is being freed from what has bound it, lifted into clarity, and aligned with destiny. Archangel Michael is shouting now, do not delay, do not ignore. This is your hour. Step forward and let your eyes see what heaven has prepared. You have been chosen, preserved and guarded for this. Your endurance is now your evidence, your faith is now your key, and your eyes are about to witness a shift so monumental that you will never doubt heaven's hand again. My child, the moment is here, and nothing can stop what God has ordained. And as you walk through the revelations, remember this: every shock, every unveiling, every exposed truth is the door to freedom, to glory, and to the blessings that have been reserved for you alone. My beloved, this lifeline is not just a series of words. It is a river of heaven flowing directly into your spirit, reshaping your reality before your eyes. Every word you read is a spark igniting the path you were born to walk. And even if your mind hesitates, even if your heart trembles, your spirit knows the truth. It knows that what is approaching will rewrite everything you thought you understood about your life. You are not being led by coincidence, you are being guided by divine orchestration. Every step you have taken, every choice, every prayer, every tear has been recorded in the scrolls of eternity. And now the moment for revelation has arrived. Do you feel the sudden shift in the air around you? That stirring is not imagination. That is Michael himself drawing a circle of protection, aligning the spiritual realm to your favor, ensuring that nothing meant to deceive or harm you can penetrate this unfolding plan. The shaking you felt in your chest, the sudden awareness of something unseen. It is heaven breaking open the old to make way for the new. And what you will soon witness will shock you, because the truth is always heavier than the lies it exposes. Yet it is that very weight that lifts you. The heavier the revelation, the greater the freedom that follows. Think back, my child. Do you remember moments that felt like divine nudges? A missed call, a door that closed unexpectedly, a friend who suddenly disappeared. Those were not random. They were the hands of heaven carefully moving pieces on a spiritual chessboard, positioning you for victory you could not yet see. And as shocking as the news may feel, it will confirm everything that your soul has already sensed. You are not lost, you are not abandoned. You are standing in the exact space where heaven has called you to meet your destiny. Now listen carefully. The news will expose the hidden. It will reveal the intentions of those who smiled while planning against you, those who spoke in shadows while pretending to honor you. And though this may sting for a moment, understand this. Exposure in God's hands is never to harm, it is to protect. What is revealed will free you from chains you didn't know were tightening. What is unveiled will show you who was truly aligned with your purpose, and who was only passing through your life to test your endurance. And you will see clearly that everything, the betrayals, the misunderstandings, the nights of despair was preparing you for the authority, clarity, and freedom that is now rushing toward you. My beloved child, the weight of waiting is ending. The heaviness you have carried for so long is shifting. The burden that once pressed against your chest will lift, leaving you lighter, freer, and unafraid to step into what God has prepared. You may feel a tremor in your spirit right now, because your soul is sensing the breakthrough. It is like standing at the edge of a cliff and realizing that the wings you feared were too small, are suddenly strong enough to carry you across the abyss. That is the kind of moment this news is bringing. It is not destruction, it is elevation. Not punishment, it is preparation. Not loss, it is gain. Archangel Michael says, open it now. Do not wait, do not hesitate. Because this is a window, and windows in heaven do not remain open indefinitely. If you pause too long, the opportunity will shift, and another must be prepared. But for you, this is your hour. This is your time. The energy you feel in your body, the tingling, the warmth, the sudden awareness is heaven pressing against the veil, making sure your spirit is awake, your heart aligned, your mind ready to receive the revelation that will change everything. Look back and see how far you have come. Remember the tears, the nights when you thought no one understood your heart, the silent prayers that seemed to vanish into nothingness. They did not vanish. They were seeds. And now those seeds are flowering. The shocking news will be the sunlight and the rain combined, revealing the growth, the resilience, and the divine favor that has been silently cultivating in you all along. You are being prepared not just for information, but for transformation. The moment the truth hits, you will feel a surge of energy, a sudden lifting of limitations, a realization that what you thought was your weakness was your training ground. You will understand why certain doors closed, why some people vanished, why your prayers sometimes seemed unanswered. It was all part of divine choreography, ensuring that when the truth arrived, you would receive it with clarity, strength, and unwavering faith. Do not allow fear to cloud your perception. The shock is only a precursor to joy. The revelation is only a prelude to victory. What is being exposed will not define you, it will free you. What is revealed will not break you, it will strengthen you. What comes is not punishment, it is proof of heaven's protection and precision. And when you embrace it, when you step fully into this unfolding, you will see why every struggle, every betrayal, every waiting season was necessary. It was never wasted. It was always intentional. So my beloved child, hold this moment close. Let it burn into your spirit. Let it awaken your courage, your discernment, your readiness to step into the life God has always intended for you. This news, though shocking, is a key. And when you turn it, a door that was hidden will swing wide open. You will breathe air unpolluted by lies, walk paths lit by clarity, and stand in spaces once imagined impossible. The enemy tried to bury you, but heaven has ensured that you rise. The truth has come to set you free, and freedom is the inheritance you were born to claim. My child, the moment after the unveiling will feel like the first breath of freedom after a storm. You will suddenly realize how much you carried that was never yours to carry, how many weights were placed on your shoulders that God never intended for you. And as the truth settles in, you will feel a strange joy rising in your chest, one that cannot be explained by circumstance. This joy is the confirmation of your destiny, the whisper of heaven saying, you were made for more than they ever allowed you to see. And that joy will become a beacon attracting the right people, the right opportunities, and the right circumstances into your life. Nothing forced, nothing fabricated, only divine alignment. Yes, my beloved, alignment is everything. That's why Michael shouts so urgently for you to pay attention. This is not mere information. This is the recalibration of your timeline. The exposures, the revelations, the shocking news, they are all gears turning into place so that your next chapter can begin. You may feel an unsettled stirring in your stomach, a flutter in your chest, or even tears forming unbidden. That is your soul recognizing the weight of this moment. That is your spirit saying, finally, the scales fall from my eyes. And when that happens, nothing that was hidden will stay hidden. Every masked intention, every whispered plot, every secret opinion, everything will align to reveal the landscape of truth around you. And do not underestimate the power of seeing it. Seeing the deception lifted from your life is like seeing sunlight after a long night. Your perception sharpens. Your discernment is honed. Your choices become guided not by fear or doubt but by clarity. Suddenly doors that once slammed shut will open without force. Suddenly people who were once distractions will be cleared away, making space for those who belong in your future. And you will marvel at how effortlessly everything starts to move. Because once heaven moves, resistance cannot hold. The chains fall, the walls crumble, the false foundations collapse, and all that remains is the path God intended you to walk. Now, my precious child, hear this carefully. The shocking news is not the finale. It is the ignition. It is the match striking the powder. It is the moment when what was dormant bursts into life. The revelations coming are seeds, and what follows will be the harvest of your patience, your endurance, and your unwavering faith. Relationships will align with truth. Opportunities will align with purpose. Finances, ideas, and resources will flow as if heaven itself opened the floodgates. And you will finally understand why every delay, every trial, every disappointment was necessary. They were all shaping you for this precise moment. Yes, you may still feel a tremor of fear. You may hesitate. That is natural because transformation always shakes the familiar. But my child, remember, the shaking is part of the elevation. Heaven does not allow you to remain stagnant. Every discomfort you feel right now is evidence that the wind of change is blowing through your life, clearing away debris, sweeping out the false, and preparing the fertile ground for what is truly yours. And when you step into that space, even the remnants of fear will serve as a reminder of where you have come from, and how much God has protected you. Consider the irony. What was meant to harm you will become your crown. What was whispered in shadows will now declare your victory in light. Those who plotted against you will unknowingly validate your calling. Their attempts to impede you will only amplify the recognition of your destiny. And the peace you will feel will be unlike any peace you have known. It will be unshakable because it is rooted in certainty, the certainty of God's hand, the certainty of heaven's orchestration, the certainty that nothing can thwart what has been divinely arranged. My child, you have been prepared for this. Every tear, every sleepless night, every prayer that felt unheard was training. Every moment you thought you were alone, you were being covered by unseen forces. Every time betrayal stung, every time injustice touched you, heaven was strengthening your heart and fortifying your spirit. And now at this very hour, the culmination of all that preparation is arriving. The news will shock you. The revelation will challenge you. The exposure will test your resolve. But it will also lift you into a season where your influence, your clarity, your authority, and your blessing will expand beyond what you dared to dream. And remember the ones who doubted you, the ones who tried to hold you back, the ones who laughed in secret. Michael says, their time has ended. Their power over you is broken. Their influence is null. And you will walk forward, not with revenge, not with bitterness, but with a radiant understanding of your value and your calling. For true elevation never seeks to harm, it only seeks to reveal what God has been building within you all along. Yes, my beloved, this is the moment when the invisible becomes visible, when deception is stripped and truth crowns your life. And as you embrace it fully, as you do not shrink from the shaking, you will find yourself stepping into your purpose with authority, wisdom, and a peace that cannot be disturbed. You are chosen. You are protected. You are prepared. And this revelation, though shocking, is exactly what will propel you into the life you were meant to live. Stand firm. Receive it. Let it settle in your soul. And let it guide your next steps, because heaven has spoken and the doors it opens now will never close. My child, every moment you have endured was leading to this breaking point. The heaviness, the doubt, the silence, all of it has been carefully orchestrated by heaven so that when the news finally arrives you would recognize it instantly. It will feel sudden, almost overwhelming, but that is the design. Suddenness forces clarity. It strips away hesitation, doubt, and fear. You will see things as they truly are, not as you imagine them. And once you see, you cannot unknow it. That is why Michael's voice keeps ringing in your spirit. Do not skip. Stay. Receive this now. Because missing a single word now could delay the harvest that is already sprouting. Do not be startled when the revelation touches places in your heart you thought were numb. The news may stir anger, confusion, or even a strange sorrow, but that stirring is not for harm, it is the soul recognizing truth. You will feel the layers of deception that have bound your vision peeling away. The words that once seemed empty, the promises that never came, the people who walked away, all will suddenly have context. You will understand why God allowed what you could not comprehend. And in that understanding, freedom will blossom. The very chains meant to restrain you will become the markers of your victory, showing everyone that what was meant to limit you actually launched you higher. My beloved, do not mistake the calm after the initial shock as the end. It is only the beginning of a season of alignment. Opportunities, connections, and divine confirmations will now flow toward you with precision. The things that felt stolen, delayed, or denied will return multiplied. Doors that once slammed shut in your face will open wide with ease. People who ignored your voice will now hear it. Your steps will fall on solid ground while those around you scramble to adjust to the new reality of your favor. This is the rhythm of heaven, exposure followed by elevation, pruning followed by fruit, testing followed by triumph. And you, my child, are walking squarely in that rhythm. Every sleepless night, every tear that fell in secrecy, every whispered fear that no one saw, it has all been logged in heaven's ledger. Nothing wasted. Nothing forgotten. And the news that arrives will prove it. It will confirm that your endurance was never unnoticed, that your faith was never wasted, and that your prayers, even those whispered in doubt, were heard. You are standing on holy ground. Every moment that tested you was a step toward revelation, and every revelation now is a step into destiny. This is why Michael's urgency cannot be overstated. Heaven knows how fragile timing is and how critical your alignment must be for what is coming next. Do not be surprised if the news brings both relief and astonishment simultaneously. Relief because a burden you barely understood is finally lifted. Astonishment because the precision of God's orchestration is beyond human comprehension. You will see connections, coincidences, and timing that are impossible to explain except to recognize the fingerprints of the divine. People who try to mislead you, hinder you, or betray you will find their schemes exposed, not to punish but to validate the truth of your path. And in that exposure, your destiny will shine brighter than ever. The most miraculous part, my child, is this: while others scramble to understand the shift, your heart will recognize it immediately. There is a deep knowing that accompanies divine revelation, a recognition that says, yes, this is for me, this was always for me. And in that knowing, fear cannot dwell. Doubt cannot linger. Every lie loses its weight and every truth stands tall. Your steps will no longer falter because heaven has aligned your spirit with the forces moving in your favor. You will walk boldly, speak confidently, and act decisively, not because of your strength but because of the preparation embedded into your very soul. Remember this: heaven's exposure is never arbitrary. Every person revealed, every plot exposed, every door opened, all serves a purpose. It is designed to refine you, to clarify your vision, and to propel you into spaces you were always meant to occupy. You are entering a season where what was hidden becomes public, what was delayed becomes immediate, and what was false becomes obsolete. And though the initial shock may feel heavy, you will soon marvel at how perfectly orchestrated it all was. You will realize that every tear, every prayer, every moment of uncertainty was a necessary prelude to this elevation. And now, my child, as you feel the pulse of anticipation in your chest, know this. The news is not an end but a gateway. A gateway into favor, into authority, into recognition, and into a freedom that stretches beyond anything you have known. Your spirit has been prepared to walk through it with courage. Your mind has been sharpened to discern truth from deception. Your heart has been armored with endurance. And as the news unfolds, you will understand that the weight you once carried has been transformed into wings capable of lifting you into the destiny you were born to claim. Every blessing you receive after this moment will be a confirmation. Every restored relationship, every sudden opportunity, every answer to prayers long thought dormant will echo the truth: you were never alone, you were never forgotten, and you were never denied. The shaking, the waiting, the watching, they were all for this unveiling. And as your spirit steps fully into what is coming, you will see that heaven's timing was impeccable, every detail deliberate and every shift perfectly aligned to bring you to the pinnacle of your season. My beloved child, hold this close. You are standing at a divine intersection. The news will arrive, the truth will be revealed, the exposure will occur. And on the other side of this, you will rise. Not just in understanding but in position, in peace and in power. Your enemies, whether seen or unseen, will be neutralized. Your purpose long delayed will accelerate. And every day from this point forward will be touched by the certainty that what was meant to break you only prepared you to soar. Step forward boldly, for the heavens have already paved the way. The scroll of your destiny is open. The moment is yours. Receive it, walk into it, and let it transform everything. Feel it now, my child. The air itself seems to pulse with possibility, as if the universe is holding its breath just for you. That sensation of heaviness, that quiver in your chest, is not anxiety. It is anticipation. Heaven is moving unseen forces into place. Doors that seemed sealed are trembling. Conversations that seemed irrelevant are aligning in your favor. Every whisper you heard in the dark, every doubt that tried to root itself in your mind is being uprooted. The spiritual atmosphere around you has shifted, and you are standing at the epicenter of that change. Do not underestimate the power of what is about to unfold. The shocking news will pierce your understanding, yes, but it will also illuminate your path. What was hidden in shadows will become visible in brilliant light. And as it becomes clear, you will recognize a divine pattern that had been operating long before your awareness could catch up. Those who acted deceitfully, those who misled, those who plotted against you, all their efforts will inadvertently reveal your value. Every scheme meant to diminish you will instead confirm your destiny. And the joy that follows, O beloved, will not be subtle. It will flood your spirit like sunlight after a storm, warming every cold corner, filling every empty space with validation and peace. You will see how every tear, every sleepless night, every season of confusion was orchestrated to bring you here, to prepare you for this unveiling. Your name, your story, your perseverance, it will all stand as a testimony, undeniable and radiant, shining in the sight of those who doubted you and in the eternal courts of heaven. Step forward with confidence, for the days ahead will demand courage, but they will also supply strength. What you have endured was never in vain. What you are about to receive was never optional. Heaven has positioned you for this moment, and no earthly or spiritual force can remove you from it. Let your heart swell with expectancy. Let your spirit rise in alignment with the timing of God. You are walking into a season that was written for you before you took your first breath, a season of revelation, restoration, and honor.